Hello, and welcome to Taking Classes with MH Teaches Online. So I'm the MH in MH Teaches Online. My name is Mary Hannah Schwarza, and I am the instructor behind MH Teaches Online. So if you're watching this video, that means that either you are taking my Skills for Success course, my French 1 course, my French 2 course, or one of my Western Civ or other history courses. So this video is going to be pretty short, sweet, straight to the point. I basically wanted to be able to show you all how to access the different things that we're going to be using as you guys are learning this and I'm teaching you guys. And so first and foremost, I'm super excited to have the ability to teach you in the first place. And it is a blessing, in my opinion, to be able to teach online and not quite in person, but to be able to teach folks from all over the United States and other countries. And I love teaching anyone and everything. So I specifically really enjoy teaching history though, and French. I've been speaking French for 8+ years at this point. I started taking classes in high school, loved them so much that I kept taking them, reading books in French on my own time and the like. And so I am very passionate about people being able to speak another language. I think it's really important, especially if you look at the idea as a Christian, being able to take the gospel to every nation includes being able to speak a language that maybe isn't necessarily yours. Skills for Success was a course that I created to help people with the ability to do better in school. And so with the ideas of learning skills like taking tests properly, which can sometimes be a struggle, taking notes properly so that when that test comes up or that assignment comes up, you know what you're supposed to do. And then various things like learning how to research for a paper properly, learning how to use online resources, the internet, to find articles and reliable information that you can use for a paper. These are all skills that are going to be super useful for high school students, those who are just starting high school, who are going through high school, but then also if you choose to go to a higher learning option such as college, or grad school course as well. And then of course, this is going to be new when I first create this video, but I'm now also offering history courses. And so if you're taking one of those courses with me, then you get to enjoy my absolute favorite topic, which is history. And that's actually what my major is in. So I'm a history ed major. I'm specializing in teaching history to ages K through 12. Or rather, I guess not ages, but grades K through 12, but then also, you know, teaching specifically Western civilization with an idea of a Christian worldview on what world history looks like and how that has impacted who we are today, and how that can impact how we view the world. And with the idea of taking a more Christian, quote, parabolic view of history allows us to take a look back at what the Lord has done in history and appreciate where we have come from, but then also understand where we're going, because there is the phrase, the saying, that those who do not know their history are doomed to repeat it. And so we look to break that cycle through learning as much history as we can. So with all that aside, I'm super glad that you all have come here to me to learn, and I'm super humbled by that. I'm going to go ahead and show you though some things that are going to make your time taking classes with me a whole lot easier. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to share my screen here, and I'm going to show you some things that are going to be super useful for you during this time. So Google Classroom, you should be able to see this, is what we'll be using through this school year in order to turn in assignments, see assignments, and the like. So as a student, you will be added to the course. I can show you what this kind of looks like with the Skills for Success spring semester here. This is what it's going to look like for you. Of course, your class may be a little different. If you click on the People's tab, you're going to see that that's a list of the students who are taking the course and then me as the instructor. So you don't need that. But what you're going to do is you're going to receive an email from Google Classroom, not from me, that's going to give you this class code right here. All right, and so that class code is going to be archived once this particular class is over with. But each class will have a specific code. It'll give you a link that you can follow, type in that class code, and that will register you for the course, which means that you're going to be able to get all the updates for it. And you're going to be able to see this for your specific class that you're taking. So that looks like this is our stream. And so that's going to be announcements as they come up. You can kind of scroll through, see the new announcements that are made. As you can see right here, I'm welcoming these students to Skills for Success for the semester and letting them know that our first class is going to be recorded, right? Now, if you click on this tab for classwork, that's going to give you the assignments that you are able to access. And it will look like this for you too, actually. Classes I divide up into different topics to make it easy for you to find what you're looking for. Homework assignments are going to be under the homework assignments tab. For example, class notes. I tend to use the whiteboard when I am teaching, and also that could look like creating a PowerPoint to go with it. Sometimes it's typed up Google Docs that I have created as well. Anything that we've talked about and discussed in class that I have a hard copy, a digital copy really actually, I'll put that in class notes. Class recordings. So for each week, we'll be doing Zoom classes. And so with that, I record those classes and then upload them to YouTube. And then repost them in Google Classroom with just a link that you can access. All right. With that idea in mind, that allows you to go back and either do one of two things: rewatch the recording if you want to get clarification about something, or if you have to skip a class period, it's available for you to watch so that you're not left in the dust behind everybody else who was there able to make it in the class. The only policy that I have as far as skipping classes, if you need to skip class, that's fine. Just let me know, please. Send me an email. I'll give you access to my email address as one of my students. Just send me an email and let me know that you're not going to be in class that day. That way I don't worry about you, and I know that I don't have to wait for you to start class. So that allows us to kind of capitalize on the time that we get during the day. And then of course, course documents is going to be things like welcome letter and your syllabus. So I'll click on this one real fast and show you. This is about how I make most of my syllabi. Pretty straightforward. You're going to have my email, which you can see right there, course description. You're probably not that worried about that. Here's the grading scale and the balance of grades. So this is kind of the play-by-play of, what's going to be the most important. For Skills for Success, it's all homework based. And, I actually even need to update this syllabus because I don't even require tests out of my Skills for Success students anymore. It's all practical application. If you're in one of my other classes, sorry, you're going to have to take tests, but that's then going to give you a list of what everything is going to look like for that particular class period or class. So class 1, for example, it'll give you the date, and this information is going to say, recorded for January for MLK Day, and this is what we're going to be talking about that week. So that gives you an idea of what to expect, right? It's all going to be right there for you, and you're going to be able to access it all. For homework assignments, you can click on it. All right. This is the instructions. You're going to have those instructions. It's going to look a little different for me as far as turning in homework goes, simply because I am the instructor, and so it looks a little different. I actually have another class that I'm going to show you here real fast, actually, to give you an idea of what this looks like. This is a class that I attended a while back. So you can see people here, that's like everybody, classwork here, and let's click on this. Actually, that was what I'm going to say. Let's do digital citizenship. So for you, you're going to click on the assignment, and then you're going to click to view the assignment. All right. Over here, you're going to be able to click add or create. And when you do that, it's going to allow you to create a new Google Doc that you can submit, or it's going to allow you to add something from your drive or a file that you've completed. And then instead of it saying resubmit, you can click to turn it in. All right. And then once you've done that, it will be reflected right here as having been, it'll pop up for you and it should say turned in or resubmit like this one does. Okay. And that gives you the option to see that you have done it. If it doesn't say turn it in, it will come up as saying that it's missing. I've had some students who have had problems with Google Classroom before where it's done that, and you need to make sure that you hit submit so that it actually does turn in. That's kind of important. All right. Other things you need to know. That's about it as far as class goes. Obviously, you can see the feed and you can click on things for more information. We'll go back to my courses here real fast to show you something else. As far as the stream goes, one of the biggest things you're going to find access to is Zoom links. So this one, use this link to register for a class before a live class. All right, so that's going to be the first one. You're going to register for the Zoom class. That's important because it will allow you to then log into each class period subsequently afterwards. Basically, it's kind of like a passcode to make sure that random people don't end up in class with us. That would be weird. So make sure you fill out the meeting registration link. It just lets you in. And then every subsequent week, I will be posting a link for you to access. So let's go here. I just posted more assignments here. There you go. It'll look like this, link for class today. And then you're just going to be able to click on that link and it will take you into the class. Now, as far as Zoom goes, you are going to be put into a waiting room. And so if you don't automatically get into the classroom, that's because I haven't seen that you popped in yet. I'll let you in. Zoom is pretty straightforward. However, if you have any questions about it, feel free to email me. I'm more than happy to help you figure it out. It's really not hard to figure out, but sometimes things are a little bit interesting. I've found with different people's computers, sometimes things look just a tad bit different. So I'm actually not going to show you how to use Zoom. What I will recommend, though, is take a look at my website. All right, so that's maryhannahschwarzen.weebly.com. You can see the link right there. Okay. If you go to the courses tab, or not courses tab, what am I saying? Yeah, no, I am right. I am right. If you scroll all the way down, you've got course requirements. What are you going to need? And I've given you a helpful link right here, how to use Google Classroom, and then a helpful link right here for how to learn how to use Zoom. Okay. That will walk you through everything. And I've actually gone through the Zoom link to make sure that it makes sense, that nothing's too funky, that the instructions are weird. It makes a lot of sense. It's really easy. It's actually how I learned how to use Zoom. So as far as Zoom requirements go, what you're going to want to make sure you have is a working computer, obviously, that has internet capabilities, sure, but you're going to want to make sure you have two other things. You've given Zoom access to your microphone and your video. And I believe that that Zoom link should show you how to do that. Some computers will have a pop-up tab that will ask you, do you want to give this site access? You want to make sure you click yes. That way I can both see and hear you. You look back at this syllabus, participation is 25% of any grade. Any class that I have, your total grade, 25% of that will come from how well you're able to participate in class. So that means showing up on time, answering questions. If it's a discussion-based class like Western Civ, then you're having conversations, you're giving input, and you're not skipping out on a whole bunch of classes all the time. So that's a big chunk of your grade, and you want to make sure that you're paying attention to that. I always weight homework more steeply. But you'll notice that participation is the second biggest score that you have. So other than that, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Homework assignments are due every week. We'll talk about that first week of class. Anything else particularly course related as to what you're going to be required to do will be covered in the first week of class. And so this is just kind of to give you an overall view of what you're looking at as far as Google Classroom, and then how to figure out how to use it for your computer. So I hope that that is helpful and that that allows you to avoid some of the hiccups that sometimes happen with the first week of classes. I fully expect that we will have some sort of technological something with at least 1 or 2 people first week of classes. It always happens, and that's not a big deal. I anticipate it. First week of classes, I really don't usually teach. I kind of give you a heads up on what we're looking at and what we're going to be doing, and I get to know you and all your other fellow students. So I've purposely planned time so that if we have a hiccup like that, nobody's missing out on coursework right away. So just keep that in mind. Breathe. It's okay. If this is a lot of information, I apologize, but I am super excited that I get to teach you, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun. I hope you quickly discover that I try to be a fun teacher in that I don't bore you. I don't load you down with homework. We have fun in class. You can ask any of my previous students. We tell stories, we tell jokes, we learn, and we have so much fun in class. And I'm so excited that you get to join us this upcoming year. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is mhteachesfrench@gmail.com. So left over from when I only taught French. And I look forward to seeing you in class on day 1. Thank you, and have a lovely rest of your day.